What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. And it's some true Friday energy on a Wednesday for you because the two of us are back together. And better than ever.
Birds of a feather.
They flock together. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's the tune of the song that Billie Eilish put out. Not going to come out of our mouths correctly.
No. Birds of a feather.
Together.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've only really been hearing that on TikTok.
Yes. I did listen.
Oh, fuck.
What?
All right, we can do it after. I want to do that TikTok.
Oh, yes. You sent me.
I sent it to you.
Yep.
I called dibs.
Okay, you got it. I listened to Billie Eilish's album and I liked it. But I saw her talking about how on her last record, Happier Than Ever, that they thought that they like crushed that whatever, and now I guess she doesn't feel the same way, but like I think Happier Than Ever is her best album.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I thought that.
I haven't listened to this whole album all the way yet. I've only heard listened to songs here and there.
And I thought Happier Than Ever
honestly just from TikTok
was incredible. So I was like, wow, does she really think this one is that much better than Happier Than Ever? Because I don't think so. I mean, I like this album and I think it's good.
Right. But I feel like artists kind of have to say that, you know?
To promote the new album.
Yeah, like they have a new album out.
If you thought that was good,
exactly.
listen to this one.
Like they're not going to be, and it's like, it's recency bias. Like for them, like it must be so personal where you're sharing you're writing these songs, and like after a few years you're probably like, oh God, like I can't believe I wrote that, you know? It's like when you go back and look at your diary and you look at what you wrote and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I wrote that, like I sound so cringe, or like whatever,
or anything,
you're like
videos, podcasts,
like, exactly.
I'm like, Jesus, why did I
what are you
say
thinking?
that?
So you listen to a song and you're like, like I really like my newer stuff better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know?
Yeah. I just personally I like this album though. I think it's really good. You should give it a listen.
I'm going to. I mean, it's been like, it's hard to keep up. I feel like there's been so many new albums that I don't get enough time like listening to the ones that I really like. You know?
There's not enough time in the world.
Because then there's a new one comes out.
Yeah, but
and then
we gotta be thankful.
But it's like, I loved Cowboy Carter, and then I was listening to that like a ton. And then Taylor Swift came out, and then I was listening to that, but then I wanted to go back to Beyonce, and then Dua Lipa came out. I love Dua Lipa's new album.
This is all
so I was listening to Dua Lipa's new album. I'm like, I want to sit with it for some time.
Presence. It's everyone should be happy we're getting all this new music.
True.
Anyways, how are you? How was your vacation? You were not on the episode on Monday, so welcome back.
Thank you.
You gave yourself a little extra day. Must be nice.
I did. The wedding festivities didn't end till Monday morning, so it was a lovely reason to come back on Monday. But yeah, I truly felt like I was gone for like a month. Like this was an I don't think I kind of realized before I left, and then I was packing and like whatever, and when I came home, Joe and I were like, we like forget what our apartment looks like. Like it was like a full 10 days. Like we had a lot of time. Yeah. And it wasn't like
you hit a bunch of spots. And
was not my typical vacation. I'm a lady of leisure. So when I'm going on vacay, I'm normally parking my ass somewhere.
I was gonna say Paris in Italy is not leisure.
No, but it's like I'm not sitting all day on a beach reading a book, soaking in the sun.
Right. It's
like
not relaxing, but it's exciting.
Yes. I mean, it's obviously a vacation, but I haven't done one of those types of trips in a while where it's like up and at 'em. We got things to do. We got exhibits to see. We're going to this museum. We're going to this church. We're going to this, that. Like walking out the door out of our hotel in Paris at, 9 a.m. and coming back like at midnight, like after dinner, and not in between. Walking everywhere.
Any lattes in the morning to get you going or no?
Espresso.
Nice, of course.
Me espresso.
That's that me espresso.
That's that me. Yes. I'm not a coffee drinker, so, but when I am in Europe, I will dabble.
Of course.
And
have to taste
solely,
the goods.
I mean,
you
also.
Smoke cigs too?
No. Solely from, the cigarette thing is so funny, Joe. Joe, like, not transforms, but Europe Joe is a different form of Joe. And he, he'll grabs a pack of cigarettes, wants to have his little espresso, sit at a cafe in Paris, he's got his book in his back pocket.
Like fit right in.
Yeah. And one night, like after dinner, he's like, I'm like, he knows I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. And I'm like, why now? You know?
Yeah.
He's like, you're not gonna smoke a cigarette. Like, he's like, I just really would like to enjoy a cigarette with my fiance. I'm like, stop peer pressuring me. He goes, I'm not peer pressuring you. I'm not peer pressuring you. I'm like, that, sir, is actually the definition of peer pressure. You're making me feel you threw out fiance. He said, oh, with my fiance.
My wife to be so soon won't smoke a cigarette with me. I know. I totally get it though, because
which is fair. I mean, doing it like alone, like it's not as
What is your
and also
reasoning
you're
for not?
I never had.
No, but like to try. Like you're not curious or like.
What? No, I have no desire
Matt
to.
has never smoked a cigarette in his life either. Never. And one time I was
smoking.
I was like, I forgot where we were or whatever. And I don't smoke cigarettes, but I have. And I forget where we were. And I said something in front of my parents. I was like, he's never smoked a cigarette before. And I told him he's got to try it. And my parents were like, why would you tell him he has to try it? Good for him. And you know, my parents smoked forever. My dad doesn't anymore. But they were like, why would you tell him he has to try it? Good for him that he's never tried it. He shouldn't listen to you. And I was like, and I still do what Joe does, where I'm like, but imagine the scenario where you're in a different country, you're in Paris, and you get those skinny little cigarettes.
Exactly. I mean, Paris would be Paris would be the place
to try it.
But it was funny how we were talking about this after when we were in Italy with our friends, and they were like, look, Fran, just like the DARE program just really hit home for her. And she's still saying no to cigarettes.
And here's the thing, I love that for you. I love that because I think once you reach a certain age, you're probably like, why now? Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you had tried a cigarette in high school,
or if I was like in college, whatever,
high school or college, and you tried a cigarette, totally different than if you went all these years and then said, oh, I did try in high school or college. Okay, I'll give it another try in Paris one time. But if you go this time, I'm proud of you. I think that's noble of you to be like, I'm not. You know what? I don't want to.
And you know what it is too? Like the actual act of smoking, I hate. Like when it comes to weed and things like that, like smoking, like taking a hit of a joint or like anything like that, like burns. My throat hurts. Like it's just
cigarettes. You don't inhale. Though,
I know,
so
but every time
understand.
it's just
Wait,
the
what?
smoke.
You don't
like,
inhale a cigarette.
It's
Yeah,
just. It's not the same as smoking weed.
No, well, I mean,
That's how you get lung cancer.
a cigarette. I'm saying it's not like the same as smoking weed, where you're like
It definitely
putting
doesn't feel the same.
No, it doesn't feel. But I'm saying like putting it to the back of your throat, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just like I know that like the smoky feeling. I don't like it.
It's not. It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be
like
good
it.
for you.
Yeah.
But I do understand the hey, we're in Paris.
Yeah, exactly.
It's petty.
Yeah. No, so I mean, it was beautiful. I loved Paris. I had no like people. I had a lot of I don't know about Paris warnings about Paris. We fucking loved Paris. We walked around all day, every day. There's so many cute neighborhoods. The European cafe outdoor, it's just a beautiful way to live your life. It really is. We walked by the river one night. It was like Saturday night. It was hopping. All the young people were down there. They have all these riverside bars.
I was gonna say, what are the bars like there?
They were so cute. I mean, we didn't dabble into any of like the nightlife, which I know Paris like has a lot of really cool clubs and like all things like that. But like Joe and I together, we don't care. We'll sit in a nice bar.
Right.
And we stayed out the latest even that night because it was just so nice outside and a big walkway and people
lovely.
are all big groups of kids are hanging out, walking, enjoying whatever. So fun. Great. We had some great meals.
Do you have a favorite?
I did have a French onion soup. That was great.
How was the French onion soup?
Do they call it French onion soup or do they just call it onion
No.
soup?
Or we also had a good time with that. Or as the French call it, onion soup.
Is that was it?
Fries?
I give I have a French manicure. I go, or as the French call it, a manicure.
Or is it just fries?
Yeah, pommes frites.
Yeah, that's true.
I had one really good French onion soup. I had another one for lunch. It was they do a lighter soup over there. Still very, very good.
A light broth.
Yes. We did a food tour one morning. That was really so fun. It was called Paris by Mouth, if you're going to Paris. And it was like the perfect way to walk around, get a little taste of stuff. We had a tour guide. We had another 2 girls with us and then a family. And our tour guide took us to the bakery. We got the fresh bread. We got the croissants. Oh my God, the bread was unfucking
Is it really that different?
Yes.
Like it's like, oh my God, it tastes unbelievable.
Yeah, it's next level.
Damn.
He also got this then he also brought us this bread that was made with white chocolate.
Ooh.
And it just had like the perfect little hint of sweetness. Like almost like an in-between of bread and pound cake. Like somewhere in between. And it was so fucking good.
That sounds so
I had the best
good.
croissant ever. And then we went to this chocolate place of a man that like makes all his own chocolates and caramels and toffees, and so fucking good.
Sounds delicious.
We went to pick up meat and cheese, and then we went to a little just wine bar, and he set up a wine tasting for us of red, a white, and a sparkling with the meat and the cheese and everything. I had a fantastic blue cheese. Oh my God, I'm still thinking about that blue cheese. I know. I love a stinky blue cheese.
Fuck. That
so
sounds
fucking
unbelievable.
good. We tried to do a mix, and this is what we had asked the tour guide a bunch of questions too, especially when it came to like picking restaurants and stuff, because I had made some reservations, but he was like, try and mix, a classic restaurant that does like that old style French cooking with, then like go to like a more modern place. So we tried to do that. So we had like a lot of traditional meals, and then we had lunch one day at this place called Clamato that was so fucking good. Like one of the best meals. Joe and I both agree. We're like, this was one of the best meals we've had in a long time.
That's incredible.
Just seafood, fresh, delicious, oysters, clams. They did this like fish roe spread that you had with bread that was so good, sardines and like this olive oil green sauce with like this sausage paste. Oh my, it was so fucking good. That was amazing. And we went to the Louvre, we did that.
Classic. How was that?
It was lovely. It's ginormous, fucking huge. And not to pat myself on the back, but Friday night they stay open late. Is the only night they stay open late. And we went at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, which was the way to go because it was way less crowded. Still very crowded, but like we didn't wait in a line.
Right.
We could walk right in.
People are probably like getting dinner at that point.
Exactly.
Things.
We were able to go right up to Miss Lisa.
Right.
Because
my question about Miss Lisa is it that thrilling? Like,
you go to see it to say you saw it. You know?
It's cool though.
Like check it off the box.
But it's cool.
I saw it.
It's cool to see it.
Yeah, I mean it's cool to be like, wow, there it is.
There is the
people are also shocked because it is really small. So that's like that really gets
I wouldn't think about that.
That gets
when you show up and you're like, wait.
No, that really gets everybody. They're
Did
like,
it
wait.
get you?
It's like it's probably the size of that poster in front of you.
That makes sense.
Behind you.
Yeah.
And like when you're far back enough, you're like, oh, that's small.
That's so crazy though, because you're like, that is the original piece.
Yes. No, that's it.
That is the Mona Lisa.
And then Fran threw a pie on
that
it.
is so wild to think
then
about.
I made an environmental statement. The across from it is I'm gonna forget the name of it. It's not The Last Supper.
I was gonna say The Last Supper.
It's not The Last Supper because The Last Supper is in Milan. It's the
I know what you're talking about, and that's why it's similar to The Last Supper, but it's not The Last Supper.
Well, they're all eating.
Yes.
It's in Cana. It's in Cana.
Do you know the artist?
Yeah, hold on. It's the Wedding Feast at Cana.
Yes. Yep.
That thing is ginormous.
Mm-hmm.
So that like takes up the whole wall, and
That
you're
must
like,
have been really
holy
cool.
shit! So you're staring at that, and then you turn around and look at old Lisa, or little Lisa, and you're like, oh my god, she's so tiny,
she's so cute.
So that was nice though, and that was great. We did popped into a couple other like museums, a couple of churches.
Catacombs.
Notre Dame is still under construction, so you can't go over there.
Notre
We did do
Dame.
the catacombs, which Joe was pretty scared.
It is.
And it's freaky.
I'm
really-
more just scared about like it collapsing and caving in. 'cause
Yeah.
You're so
No,
deep
I
down.
mean, you're
That's
not.
a good
Let me tell you
point.
something. You're not even thinking about that because
You're
there-
so deep.
there's just so many bones. It's really, I mean, it is cool while you're walking through because you're, and like it says on all the, when you're reading the plaques and everything, it's kind of meant to like make you
think
about life and
Yeah.
death and where all post death and like obviously these bones were literally like picked up and taken out of cemeteries and things and put down here. And I was also thinking like, who organizes all these things? Because they're perfectly laid out.
I think
like someone's laying out the bones.
I saw on
Yes.
TikTok that like kids and people in Paris, there's a way to like break in and there's like hidden parts of the catacombs that like aren't open to the public, but you can like get in there.
I could see
well,
that.
I'm sure.
and
of
it's like
that.
really creepy.
Yeah, that is creepy.
but
I
there's
feel
like there's
something
like
you kinda-
designs.
You like
there's
have to
like
do.
like look at these skulls are like in the shape of a heart.
That is so.
And then all like the
Creepy.
bones are like stacked
That's
on top of
so
each other like that
fucking crazy.
for a long walk.
Like those are real fucking.
Yeah, it's all-
bones.
yeah.
I don't
you-
even
when you
of
think
it
about
like
that,
when I'm there, it feels like decorations.
right, but it's
no, but when you
not.
stop and think, I'm like, these are all people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's insane.
Yeah, it's really
that's cool though, but really creepy at the same time. But cool.
yeah. It was. I recommend doing it. Like I did think it
Yeah.
was really cool.
Did you have a favorite part of Paris?
I loved like the Marais area. I thought that was cool. Like a lot of cool, cute shops and stuff.
What about
And
Mr. Eiffel?
we didn't get too close. Miss Eiffel.
I
Is
just considering we just said Lisa,
Yeah.
I just was changing just for
Yeah, that's fair,
just,
but
just for the
I-
fun of it.
She look, I was joking because the first 2 days I didn't my eyes did not lay eyes on her. And I thought, oh my God, am I going to go this whole trip not seeing this fucking tower? Like,
No,
we just weren't in the, well, we had dinner. We had a romantic dinner set up for Sunday night because it was our anniversary.
Yes.
And it was kind of raining during the day, on, off, whatever. The place we were going to, beautiful terrace that overlook, like, is one of the, you get a great view of the tower. And we walk into the restaurant, terrace is closed. No one's sitting out there.
Why? Why was it
They have to
closed?
see this. The weather. It
Really?
stopped. It stopped raining, but they were like,
Oh,
yeah, the French. They were
What
like,
was
it rained. The whole
weather
terrace is
like?
closed.
Was it like, what was the temp?
It was like high 60s.
It's nice.
Colder at night.
Nice
Some
walking
days it was
around
warmer.
weather.
It was not. It was good walking around weather for sure. It was not too hot yet. And then they sat us in like the bar room of this restaurant. That was nice, but no window nearby. Couldn't see out. Couldn't see her. Low chairs. When you're those like bar room, low couch, low table.
Yes.
The table's like this big.
yeah.
So we both like sat down and we were both like, God damn it.
That's annoying that they closed. They should have sent out a memo.
Yeah, I know. So thankfully, I did get to see her twinkle because we finished dinner early enough for the first twinkle. Sunset was like 9:40ish, which is crazy.
That's insane.
crazy.
It is insane because you have to wait a long time for it to
Yeah.
twinkle.
And you only get so many twinkles.
Yeah. And you got to
It stops.
You got to
Wait, so when
the
are
summer
twinkles?
schedule it twinkles later, I believe, but I don't know if they were not. I don't know if they were in the summer schedule yet. So sunset was at 9:40ish. The first twinkle was 10 o'clock. And then the second twinkle was 11 o'clock. And then we got back to our hotel, and our hotel had a rooftop that you could see the tip. And I was like, oh, at midnight, I'll go. I just wanted to go see if it twinkled again. It did not.
What?
So there was a 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. twinkle.
no twinkle at midnight.
I thought it was
At the
only,
time,
remember?
there was not.
It
I don't
twinkles
know.
at 1 a.m.
But I don't know. Something
It
else was
twinkles
going
for a
on.
long time at 1 a.m.
Something else
think.
happens at 1 a.m. It twinkles differently.
It twinkles differently at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And for an extended
Or
period
that
of
may
time.
just be like the
thought
summer.
that was-
I don't know.
It like goes on and off, like an on and off twinkle.
Yes. But I got beautiful. Saw that we went up close, up under the bridge. We actually went, and it was a good spot that we stood on one of the bridges and saw it from there, which I thought was perfect. We went to a nice little cafe, had some dessert, a coffee, watched the 11 p.m. twinkle. We didn't go anywhere near like underneath the tower or anything because honestly, I've seen a lot of TikToks now too. The whole area is closed. Like the park in front of the Eiffel Tower is closed. They have a ton of Olympics prep going on. You can still go up, like if you want to go up onto the actual tower. But if you just wanted to like sit and have like a little picnic next to it, you can't right now. So we did that. I also loved the Luxembourg Gardens. It was beautiful.
Love a garden.
Loved that area. And yeah, Paris was fantastic. Loved it. Florence was beautiful. Never been to Florence. Beautiful place. Also very, very congested into one area where like everybody is.
Busy at this time of year?
Busy.
Very busy?
Yeah.
A lot of Americans.
Yep. A lot of Americans. A lot of tourists, a lot of tour groups, a lot of man holding his little flag with a shit ton of people following him around. Did not see Harry Styles. Must have just missed him.
Dang.
Kanye was also in Florence.
Really?
Ah, your favorite person.
I know. Really wish I saw him.
You'd be like, hey, I got you banned on.
Yeah, no,
Instagram.
I had a friend of a friend see him at a hotel in Florence and sent a picture, and his wife was just like naked walking around. So
typical. Wouldn't expect her to be clothed.
Yep, would not expect her exactly. So, Florence was amazing. The
Tuscany,
stunning, gorgeous. The wedding was gorgeous.
it looked gorgeous.
Wine. No, there's nothing I love more than going to Europe and drinking wine because you can just drink as much fucking wine as you want and feel fine. I was not hungover one time on this
incredible.
trip.
That's a dream
Because
you don't want to wake up hungover and then
I have 2 glasses of wine at a fucking bar in New York City and I have a headache for a
migraine immediately. Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
It's so like clean and great.
Yeah. So all the wedding activities were like so fun. We made
so
pizza,
beautiful.
pasta, like we did all this. The whole wedding was beautiful. They had a little like old school little Italian band come play some songs for us. And it was really great. We flew. I honestly, it's actually really my first time doing it, was flying within Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
going from one to the
other. There's different rules. Like different toiletry rules for flying within Europe. Really fucking annoying.
You have to put all your stuff in a Ziploc bag.
You have to put all your stuff in Ziploc bags.
It's very fucking annoying.
Everything. Yeah. Every liquid, all your makeup. I was friggin' going through my makeup bag, taking out my foundation, my concealer, like putting it into these Ziploc bags. But oh my God, there was this. It was early in the morning, so we were like half asleep. And there's a man in front of us. We're going into the line. We're clearing out all our shit. And this woman and her daughter's probably 15, 16. They're jumping into the line. And the man in front of us was like, what are you doing? He was French. Mm-hmm. They were, I'm taking a guess, I believe they were Spanish. And she was like, oh, I'm business class. I could cut the line. And he was like, oh, okay, business class. And this lady was so fucking rude. Because he like kind of like made, whatever. He like made a comment, but he didn't say anything after that. And she looked back at him and was like, you could cut the line next time if you're business class. And it was
oh my God.
And he was like, I don't need to be fucking, like, he's like, I don't need to be business class. Like, blah, blah, blah. They start going at it.
How do you even come back from that?
No,
like
it was insane.
She was like, do you know who I am?
No, literally, she was like, so they start going at it. And she's like, I can't believe how rude you're being, blah, blah, blah. And then the guy, he took it too far. He's like, I don't care who you are. You're like, I don't care. Literally, he was like, I don't care who you are, bitch. Like, I'll slap you. I don't care that you're a woman.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Escalated quickly.
Whoa.
Joe and I, this is the person in front of us.
Holy
there's not a barrier. Like, this is the man in front of us.
At the same time, though, you guys got to be pumped that you're witnessing this.
We didn't,
like it's
Joe
bad.
and I didn't say a word to each other about it until we both got through security.
Yeah.
And we just looked at each other. We were like, "What the fuck was that?"
Right, because you can't make any small talk while it's happening in front of you because it's terrifying. But once you get out of that, you're like, "What the shit just happened?"
I literally felt so bad. So the woman starts screaming. She's like yelling for security to be like, "This man is threatening me. I'm terrified for my life. He can't talk to me like this." Her poor daughter starts bawling hysterically. Like she's like crying. One, because I think she was embarrassed by her mom's commentary in the first place. And then also that is now escalated to this point that her mother and this man are screaming at each other in the airport.
This French man's going to slap her in the airport.
And in his accent, "I will slap you." Like, and I was like,
oh my God.
So
that's
the security
crazy.
agents came over. It was a whole big thing. And like, oh my God.
Oh my God, he really did see, that's why you got to honestly be careful when you are getting into any kind of bickering because you just don't know what that person is capable of. Like this man is just like, I'm gonna slap you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't care that you're a woman. I'll slap you.
What if he didn't even give a warning? What if he just slapped her?
No, I know.
You know what I mean? You never know.
And granted, like, I could not believe this woman looked him dead in the eyes and was like, "Next time you get business class, then you can cut the line." I was like, whoa. All right, lady. It's like, it's 8 a.m. Calm down. And I mean, he certainly escalated the situation more than he needed to. That was a fucking
at that point you
crazy thing to say.
Right, you got to eat the comment and go, all right, this lady's a bitch. You can't.
And this woman's also with her daughter, and you're gonna be like, "I don't care that you're a woman. I'm gonna slap you." We were like, "Oh, what
God.
a disgusting man!"
Right, terrible
What a
man.
disgusting man.
And at first you're on his side.
Right, at first I'm like,
comment.
At first we were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this lady's cutting."
Yeah, oh my God, I can't believe this poor man. And then all of a sudden he's going to slap you and go, "Oh my God,
okay,
monster."
You lost me.
Yeah,
you lost me.
Not on your team anymore.
It was like, damn, you had our support in this battle and you just lost
quickly. You cannot support
it.
You can't support that.
It is gone fast.
And suddenly her comment doesn't seem so bad. It's almost like she said. It's almost like she said it to the right person.
Yeah,
he deserved. He almost deserved that. Without even knowing it.
So that was crazy. That was really the only
little tiff,
little observation.
Yeah. Father's Day is June 16th, and Mother's Day just passed, so you were already looking at the Mother's Day gift guide on Macy's, but now it's time to look at the ultimate gift guide for Father's Day on Macy's. I bought my dad some new cologne, Tom Ford cologne. My dad is a cologne guy through and through. When he is expecting a gift, or not necessarily expecting a gift, but when I ask him what he wants, he's like, I love cologne. So this Father's Day, I was looking at the gift guide. I saw the Tom Ford cologne. I said, you know what? I'm getting this for my dad, okay? He deserves cologne, and it's Father's Day. But Macy's has the great ultimate gift guide. You could shop it by price, $125 and under, $50 and under, $25 and under, $100 and under. And there's by category as well. Cologne, watches, leather goods, or by gifts, gift lists like grill masters or golfers out there. The top gifts at Macy's also include Beats headphones. Can't go wrong with Beats headphones. JBL's portable speakers. Always need a good speaker, especially in the summer. So get your Father's Day gift now at Macy's.com/gift finder. Once again, get your Father's Day gift right now at Macy's.com/gift finder.
Florence is funny. A lot of, obviously, it's a very popular study abroad destination. So a lot of youth running around.
Did you go up the Duomo?
No.
Did you walk?
I did not.
I'm sure
we walked around, but it just a lot of steps.
Yeah.
What about, it was crowded, and we were tired at that point too. When we were getting to Florence, more of our friends were in Florence as well, so we were kind of just like hanging out and doing. We went to the Uffizi, walked around that gallery, went through the Palazzo Vecchio. But
did you see the David in that museum?
No, booked up.
No,
the David's at the Accademia, and every time slot was taken for like all the days we were there.
I waited such a long time.
And I just I had no patience to either wait in a long line or or try and find another way to do it. I was like, oh, it is what it is.
I'd want to see David.
Yeah.
But it is funny
we saw the replica.
Wait in those lines for forever, and then you get in and you're like, there it is. All right.
Yeah,
you can't. Yeah,
we walked.
You
to
can't
the
take
top,
David home.
Yeah, we walked to the top of the. I'll butcher the name. The Basilica, the Sacré-Cœur, or whatever the hell it is in Paris, in Montmartre, and we walked to the top of that. And that was like 300 steps. And woo, we were huffing and puffing when we got to the top. And the weather turned. By the time we got to the top, it was started drizzling.
Oh,
and it got so cloudy and we could see nothing.
Oh,
like we went up
gosh.
there to be like, oh, there's the, like you could like barely make out the Eiffel Tower like through the clouds. So we're like, ah, shit. So when we were looking at the Droma, it was like, warning, it's like 400 steps to the top. And I was like, I don't know if I have that in me.
And then you
again.
get to the top and it starts pouring.
And yeah, like I don't know if I have that in me again. But a beautiful, beautiful trip.
Sounds like a fantastic vacation,
It really,
top to bottom.
it really was a wonderful trip. I really was happy with everything. The one thing I had one regret was that I wish we did get to the French Open in Paris, the tennis. We were there for the first round. We were emailing back and forth with the hotel. They did have tickets, but hotel was super accommodating and so great. You know, it's Europe. They were a little slow on answering emails. So I made the mistake of sending a follow-up question when I shouldn't have. Like, she gave us a price, and they were pricey for sure. But we were like, okay, is it the day or the night session? And I made the mistake of asking, is it the day or the night session? Because she took a full day to answer me and to say that it was actually for both. So by the time that happened, I said, oh my God, amazing, we'll take them. She wrote back to me and was like, actually now the schedule is out. And since Nadal is playing, the tickets are now 3,000 euros.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And we went, okay.
Wait, so if you had gotten it earlier, you would have just seen Nadal like for cheap.
Damn.
I mean, not cheap.
But like not.
She said we have tickets. She said we have tickets available. We have some tickets left. They're 450 euro each. It's nice.
Well, it's
expensive.
Not cheap, but
yeah,
it's expensive. But that's why we didn't know. That's why I asked, is it the day or the night? Because they split it up in sessions. And she said they were for both.
Listen, you can't blame yourself for asking.
No.
a
I think that
question.
was a very valid question. She took a day to get back to me, which was, it's fine.
Slow at answering there.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
They are.
And it was a weekend too. So I was like, we're fucked. I was like, we're really fucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you got an extra day to do other things.
Yes. No, that was nice because we did get to explore on Monday more. We wouldn't have been able to like see some of the other areas that we walked up to. So that was very nice. But
honestly, spectacular all
Paris
around.
Was beautiful. I really
I'm so happy you enjoyed
loved it
because
I think you would love Paris.
We did discuss because people have mixed opinions. And when you were about to go, you were like, I hope that I love it because there's been so many mixed opinions, but I'm so happy that you loved it.
And it's also like, I don't know, this is my own experience. Maybe people have different ones, obviously. Yes, sure, are some Parisians rude? Yeah. Do you get a couple up downs? Nothing I ain't used to.
We live in New York.
I'm getting up downs walking down the street in New York.
That's why when people say, oh, the French are rude, we live in quite literally the rudest city in America, probably.
And it also just goes a long way to be polite. That's it.
Yeah.
You walk into a store, you say, bonjour.
Meet people with the energy you
want
to be met with.
And you start, they start speaking French. I'm so sorry, I don't speak French. Yeah. You ask them if they speak English, it's fine. You have butchered French, but you're trying, and they appreciate that. Everyone I spoke to was so nice. Walk in for bonsoir. I loved that was my favorite. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Yeah.
Walking in, walk into a restaurant for dinner. Bonsoir. Yeah. And then it's a beautiful, beautiful meal. I just reminded me, I had the best fucking creme brulee.
Ooh.
I don't even fucking like creme brulee.
Me either.
But
I'm sure a really good one is like really.
It was like this big. It came in this big pan, and it was thin, like this thin.
Yeah.
And it had the crust on top, and
Crack it right
underneath was like, it wasn't a normal custard or whatever the hell it is in a creme brulee. The cream, like it was like vanilla bean-ish.
Oh.
And oh my God, it was divine.
That sounds delightful.
It was divine.
Have you ever had corn creme brulee?
No.
Amazing.
I normally don't have a lot of creme brulee.
I don't like creme brulee. Yeah. If I don't. Corn creme brulee? Fucking incredible. There's a restaurant in the city that's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Man, all right, I gotta try that.
You have to. It's really good.
But no, I actually, from how much, now granted, I have never been to London, but Joe has been to London, and now he's been to Paris. This was his first time in Paris. And he's always loved London. He like really loved Paris. And he I asked him, I was like, oh, what do you, I'm like, Rhea loves London. He was like, I think Rhea would love Paris.
I'm sure I
yeah,
would love Paris.
yeah.
If I love London so much, why wouldn't I love Paris?
Yeah, I think you would. I think you would love Paris. So it was beautiful. Beautiful trip. Came home. Long flight home. But that was, as that'll
expected.
happen. I watched Bottoms, which I had not seen. Good movie. It was funny. It was really funny. I liked
That's
it.
good.
Did you watch it?
I can't remember.
I'm
not sure.
I liked it. I watched Bottoms and I watched You Got Mail because I haven't watched
Classic.
You Got Mail in a
That's
long
a
time.
classic.
I mixed it up with
Yeah, I have a show for you.
yeah.
You have to watch. You have
Okay.
to watch. Geek Girl on Netflix.
Geek Girl.
Just came out. Amazing.
Is it what is it?
It's young adult.
Okay.
So
right up my alley.
I gave it. What did I give it on the pot? A minus. What did I give it? An A minus. It's about a girl in high school,
Uh-huh.
and she has her best friend.
And she's a geek?
And she's like a geek.
So it's about a girl.
You gave it an
She's
A.
a geek.
I gave it an A. They go on a field trip
Oh.
for something for fashion. She gets scouted by the best. It's in London. The best agent in the world, modeling agent. But it's her best friend's dream to be a model. But she gets scouted because she fought. You got to watch it. You would love it.
Are there boys?
Perfect romance.
Okay, amazing. Okay,
No,
perfect.
there's-
I'm locked in.
there's-
You got me. I'm sold.
There's such a cute romance
I'm
element to
sold.
it.
I'm sold.
The biggest male model star, obviously, they strike up a
right.
friendship because
Okay, I'm in. I'm locked in. Don't say no more. Say no more. I will watch.
And I will say this. I was a little bit confused because in the show she's 16 and then they have this male model star. They never address his age, but I must assume he is the same age.
Right, he's got to be young.
He's got to be like the reason maybe he's not is because he's the biggest male model.
Right. He's homeschooled.
I think that's what I think. Because I was like, okay, they're not addressing what's going on. He's
Yeah.
picking her up in cars, but
Oh.
they're 16. But he also like,
But they're in Europe.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, they wouldn't make the show if he was like,
Yeah. Like a 25-year-old male model.
No. And he doesn't look. He looks young
He looks young. Okay.
or younger.
Yeah.
I don't know. But she's
Geek Girl. All right.
the girl who played. She was in House of Dragon.
Oh.
She has red hair.
Yes.
Her name in the show is Harriet Manners.
Yeah. Emily Carey.
And you will remember the name Harriet Manners.
Emily Carey.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It's so
Oh my
cute
God, Geek
and
Girl,
good.
This sounds amazing.
I watched it like in one night. I couldn't go to sleep. Like I had to finish it. Like started it later at night, and I stayed up way too late watching it, and then fell asleep, and then immediately woke up the next morning and finished it.
I love that.
You'll love it. You'll love it.
This is the first. How old are Nick and Harriet
In the show.
in Netflix? Geek Girl.
Well,
Yeah. That's
click
much-
it. Find out the answer. Because Harriet's 16.
This says Nick Park in Geek Girl is 17 years old,
Okay.
but the actor was 20 at the time. Of
Okay.
filming.
I figured he was. I actually said that while watching it. I was like, I think he must be 17
and
because he's
Harriet
driving.
is 16 years old. But they're like around the same age.
Makes sense. Because I was like, he's driving. He has to have a license.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That just made me so excited
No, it's-
because I need a new one like that. After I finished Max and Hall, I was like getting the bite, I don't know.
The itch?
The
Fran?
itch. I wanted the itch for another like good teen show.
Let me tell you the excitement that came over my body when we were like, what should we watch? And I put on Netflix and Geek Girl was like right at the top. And I said, this. And I clicked it immediately. I didn't give it a second thought. I read the description. I was like, boom, not even thinking about this.
I know
Done.
just from looking at it for 2 seconds that Geek Girl is a book, but it is funny that like Netflix. I just hope Netflix continues to make things that are just like Tall Girl was a movie.
Yeah.
Geek Girl is a show.
Yeah, Geek Girl.
Like just
classic. She was a geek. She
Yeah.
gets bullied.
Yep,
Whole
yep,
thing.
Now she's an international superstar.
Not quite. You got to get there. You
Oh,
got to watch.
okay.
You know what I mean?
No spoilers.
No spoilers. It's so good.
Love it. Okay, great.
I wish I could rewatch it.
Good,
I just
good, good,
loved it so much. But I'm so happy
you.
you had
I
an
need a
amazing
good rec.
vacation, and I'm so happy to be back
I'm
with
very
you.
happy to be back. You know what also is the craziest thing? I'm sure you felt this same way because we were gone for the same time. But going away around this time of year or like Memorial Day weekend, like around that time, It's like jarring coming home and it's just summer.
Yes, because when it was like it changed in a week.
Yeah. It's like we time traveled or something.
Yes.
Because before we left, it wasn't summer and it wasn't okay to be going to the beach on the weekends yet.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're home and it's like, oh, beach on the weekends. It's summer.
Right. I totally get what you mean. Is we came back and it was a different.
Yeah.
That's
we came
why
back, it was a different season. I know it makes sense because we were only gone for a short period of time.
But it did change in that period of time.
We missed the weekend where things changed to summer.
Yes, the
so
transition.
now we're just here and it's summer.
Yeah, I was utterly confused this past weekend.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know where I was,
Right,
what day it was, what time it was, what to do.
Have you gone to your pool?
In my building, I did take a visit on Friday to the pool, and
Are there a lot of kiddos?
No,
Oh,
because
okay.
it was Friday during the day, so
Perfect. Yep.
they're probably still at school or their parents.
Yeah, you
or,
do have some time
what I
before
mean?
school ends.
Right. So that was lovely, but I just was confused because we had been go for so long. This past year, it felt like 2024 as a whole. We've been like go, travel, work, travel, and all amazing fun stuff. And so when it was finally time to like sit back and relax, I felt like relaxed and calm, but also a bit of like, oh, like, you know, when you like really get relaxed and it's almost like not a strange feeling because it feels nice, but at the same time confusing.
No, at the same time you're like, am I supposed to be doing something else?
That's the way to describe it. I'm like, am I supposed to be laying here right now, or should I be doing something else?
It's tough to. Sometimes it's hard to like. That's why it's hard for some people to like actually fully take vacation.
When I was in St. Lucia, I was totally okay with like sitting on the beach and enjoying a drink and reading whatever. But when I was home in my apartment and we still had the week off, I felt like I was doing something wrong.
Right.
By being there chilling. Like I was like, I feel like
now I'm home.
I'm home. So I feel like, should I go into the off? And then I was like, no, me and Fred took off this week for a reason. Like, don't go anywhere. Like I had to tell myself like, don't, like, you're allowed to like be at home, like, you know, and we're allowed to anyway, but I'm just saying in general, like, you tell yourself like it's okay to relax.
It's acceptable to take this time off.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I'm happy to be back though.
Same.
With you. Missed you a little bit.
I missed you too.
Hesitation there.
Not at
Always from
all.
you. Always.
You said a little bit. That's why I hesitated.
I didn't want to seem too eager.
I mean, I thought you were just going to end with I missed you. I was going to say I missed you too, but then you threw in a little bit, so I hesitated.
You know, it was a lot. I just said a little bit to like downplay it, you know? I didn't want to seem too excited to see you.
I missed you a lot. I almost just put my fucking bare ass feet up onto this thing.
I saw that.
I almost did. I had to cover him up.
That's okay. I'm sure they're clean.
No, they are. I just on camera.
Yeah, that
Preposterous.
That's like that clip of Tom Schwartz where I was like, put those away.
Yeah, no, I can't have my dog. I can't be raw dogging on the pod.
No, that'd be gross.
Noah, did you have a nice trip? I know, I'm sure you said already, but
I did.
Good.
Yeah, because obviously you guys went on the exact same trip a few years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was nice.
Did you go to the casino?
I did, but not really. I didn't actually play blackjack. It felt weird. It felt more intimate because it was like a small
You
casino.
lied to me when I asked you.
No, I did roulette.
I was like, did you go to the casino? He's like, yeah, I'm going back tonight.
No, I didn't lie to you.
The way that he just answered you was like more
Totally
tame.
different.
Like
Yeah.
it seemed like,
You know, I played a couple of rounds of roulette, but
I guess that's just how you read my text is like, yeah, I'm going back tonight.
yeah,
Like,
I'm hitting it back tonight.
no, I mean, I played roulette, lost, and that was pretty much it. I didn't want because it was either empty and no one was there, and I'm like, I'm not going to sit at a table by myself. Like,
yeah.
And then where it was just like crowded. But no, it was nice. And
Did you skinny dip with any Chicks in the Office fans?
No. It's funny because that did cross my mind when I was there. It's like, oh, this must be where it happens. Huh?
this must be the place.
A nice
fucking funny.
Chicks in the Office fan did come up to me in the pool and said hi.
lovely.
That's very nice.
But no,
My friend was
skinny
there
dipping.
actually.
We were both wearing bathing suits.
My friend Amanda was there the same weekend you were there, and you met her at the live show. Remember my friend Amanda who came on the live show? She was at the line. I don't know if you'll remember. I have to show you a
which live
picture.
show?
The one in December.
New York.
Yeah, and
Wait, she was there
She was there at the live show. Remember, she showed up at the meet and greet.
No, I'm talking
and
about she was in
Yes, I
Aruba.
say in Aruba.
And yeah, she was in Aruba, and I was like, oh my god! But I only saw that she was there
Where was she staying?
when she got home and you got home, and then I was like, man, I would have set them up. You know,
Wait,
I would have like put a, I
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
been like, hey,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, I don't know if I.
I'll
have
show
to
you a
show me.
picture because I remember you bringing her up when whatever that time. But I was like, I would have set them
Yeah,
up.
that would have been a good one.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
too bad.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Damn. We're all back in the swing of things.
Yeah, we're all back, and I had white chocolate mashed potatoes. I meant to bring that up when
When I brought up the white chocolate bread.
I had white chocolate mashed potatoes.
I'm intrigued.
It was really good.
Normally,
It was really good.
my gut reaction would have been like, ugh. But after I had the white chocolate bread,
yeah,
I'm intrigued.
it was really good.
Just like sweet
Yeah, it was like a
sweet mashed
It al-
potatoes.
it
Sweet
almo-
mashed potatoes.
well, it was
Sweet-
almost like
mashed sweet potatoes.
It was almost like sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
You know, kind
Right.
of tasted like similar
Right.
to that, but they looked like mashed potatoes.
I'm normally not a white chocolate gal. I don't like.
Neither am I, and
I
I,
really don't
learned
like
a
white
lot
chocolate.
about what goes into making white chocolate, and there's really what?
the way that chocolate just came out of your mouth. Chocolate. I actually learned a lot about chocolate. Oh, you hit that chocolate hard. Chocolate.
I was home.
Chocolate.
I was home yesterday at my parents' house on Long Island,
Yeah.
and so
I learned a lot because it's only like certain words where it comes out. Like you said, I learned a lot about chocolate.
yeah, it just comes out. Like I don't know. I went to, I worked so hard to get rid of this Long Island accent when I was a kid because of the acting. My manager made me go to a speech pathologist to get rid of my Long Island accent because I would go on auditions and they were like, this 10-year-old sounds like she's a 50-year-old Italian woman from Long Island. Like, we have to get rid of her accent. And I worked so hard at it, and I learned how to say all the things in like a quote unquote Midwestern way, like chocolate, softball, coffee, like all things like that. And I kind of fucking dropped that once I started working at Barstool and, being around Matt and being around my family. A lot of Long Island accents. And people will be like, oh my God, his accent.
Some might say strong.
And I saw people comment on TikTok like, oh my God, Matt's accent is so strong. But to me, I don't think it's that strong because he sounds like my family.
Totally.
It's
like home to you.
Yeah, it is.
But it is strong.
It is.
Because your family members also
No, right.
strong accents.
Right. I guess it just, I'm not so blown away by hearing it because
you also live together and spend every
right. I'm not like
you
whoa.
like eventually
you
it
get
just
desensitized.
yeah,
Yeah.
eventually it just becomes normal. Where
Right.
you're not like you
I'm
don't
not like,
hear
oh
the
my God,
accent.
this so. But
Yeah.
I guess if you do, but I also, because we were talking about that the other day, and I was like all of my family members have a very strong Long Island accent, so it's just like, it's like home.
Yep.
So chocolate. Yeah. But I did learn a lot about
Yes, the white chocolate.
yes, and it's not like beneficial to you at all. Like dark chocolate can be.
Yeah.
Or other milk chocolate sometimes, but like dark chocolate actually is good for you. There's nothing good about white chocolate. I don't even like the way it tastes
good either.
It's just
I would really like if True Fruit would eliminate the white chocolate coating on some of their
I guess
there's
I never
like,
even noticed it.
it's not like it's an overpowering taste or anything, but they like it's wrapped in the white chocolate and then the dark chocolate, So it's like there is that inner coating. Like just get rid of the inner coating. We don't need the white chocolate.
No, we don't need that.
No.
Not at all. Oh my God. Speaking of chocolate, during this chocolate making class, there was this Italian fellow, full Italian, and we had to name our chocolates, like chocolate plant, like not the chocolate we were making. Like they were like, okay, we're going to plant these chocolate plants for you, and you guys should name your plants.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, bless you.
Oh my goodness, excuse me.
Puts your brain in a blender when you're put on the spot to name something because you're like, well, I don't want to use any names I would really use,
Right,
like
right.
baby names that you might use in
Right.
the future. Like, what are you going to name this chocolate plant now?
Yeah.
These people name theirs Massimo. And I was like,
Love that.
I was so jealous. I said, fuck.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of Massimo?
Yep.
But besides that, he was so like, like you have to taste the chocolate and you have to add sugar and all that. this Italian man would not add a dab of sugar into his chocolate, wouldn't add a single lick of sugar. And the instructor kept calling him out and was like, oh, he's not, his is just chocolate, like the beans. He doesn't want any sugar. And then she was passing around different chocolates to try, and he would take the smallest little nibble, like literally like lick it, like take the smallest little nibble and then wrap it in a napkin and put it to the side, each piece. And then she hands him another piece. It was, you know, like a Hershey bar, and you take off one square.
Yeah.
That's how big the piece was, okay? He goes, this will last me 3 weeks. And he wrapped it in the napkin and put it, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
Must be very like serious about, you know, himself. But
either that or he just like, you know,
maybe he has a
really
chocolate addiction.
Really doesn't, like,
I don't know. He said
like
this will last me 3 weeks.
Well, I guess he was saying it'll last him 3 weeks. He wants to eat it.
He wants to eat it, but he's only allowing himself to eat a little bit at a time. Just a lick.
That's a lot of discipline for
It is.
a chocolate making class.
A lot of discipline for an old Italian man.
What was his name? Do you know?
No.
Oh,
No.
you know when we're in Italy, like Joe solely refers to himself as Giuseppe.
He tells people my name's Giuseppe. I love that.
Yes, I'll be like, oh, Giuseppe Piacere.
Oh my God, that's
And
the
I'm
way.
like, but then he's like, oh, this is, you know, my Francesca, and they're like, oh, Giuseppe Francesco, he's partly Italian. We're like, no.
Yeah.
And then he like tries to fake it from there. But
yeah.
I'm like,
You're like, we don't speak Italian.
It just kills me. That's the Euro Giuseppe. He bought a satchel in Florence.
He was wearing it. How did you feel about that?
I wasn't present for when he purchased it.
The Jonas Brothers wear satchels.
He does like. To be honest, it's great for him because he needs a purse.
Yeah. What is it? The Hangover? It's not a purse. It's a satchel.
So it's, I walked in to meet them for a drink, and he had bought it when I was getting ready, and he was in white pants, and you know, like Alan like is wearing white pants and a t-shirt and a satchel. He had a nice linen shirt on with his white pants and the satchel, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah. It's not a purse. It's a satchel.
Like this
That's
is
incredible.
a little bit of
you gotta lean in.
This is a little bit of the Hangover.
Gotta lean in when you're in those places.
Yeah, yes. But he does
Full
love to carry
vacation
around
mode.
stuff with him too.
Yeah.
Like he's got a deck of cards. He loves to play games with everybody. He's got his wallet, the fucking cigarettes. Like everything is in the when he puts it all in his pocket, weighs down his pants.
That's true. And honestly, that's not a good look.
It's not a cute look when
when
men's
the
pant pockets
are
are bulged.
bulging.
Yeah, no.
I totally
I don't like it at all. So, like functionally, it was great, but it was funny because he just like at the wedding, I was like, you have to take this off.
Take the satchel off. At the wedding, with the satchel on, just becoming a new character. That's fucking funny.
It's so funny. It was the boys all like were getting ready together because they didn't have like proper wedding parties, but you know, the boys they wanted all the boys together, so they were all hanging out, and I was like, Joe, if the photographer is gonna be in the room, okay, like do not have the satchel on while they're taking
the
pictures.
satchel home.
These pictures are like these are Ryan's wedding photos for the rest of his life. Okay?
Right. How would you feel if somebody wore a satchel in your photos?
Take the satchel off.
That's incredible.
I was cracking up because I sent a video to his sister, and she wrote back to me. She was like, wait, is that Joe wearing a pocketbook?
A pocketbook.
And something about pocketbook is just so
classic.
funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
Joe has a
Oh
pocketbook.
my God, I was dying. I was cracking up.
That's
So,
amazing.
Yeah, that's Giuseppe for you.
Yeah, that's a whole new person.
That is Giuseppe.
That's a whole new brand.
I know. Yeah, no, we had so much fun, but
That's amazing. That sounds like a spectacular time, honestly. It's got to be like a bittersweet, like, you know, great vacation. You don't want it to end, but you're in a different country.
When we're
and
in Italy, like we both are just like, fuck, I wish we could just
Like, live
drop
here.
everything and become Italians for the rest
right,
of our
like
lives. and just,
even for like a month, like to live in Italy,
like,
just for like a full month.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I know.
But
we
like,
gotta really, you know,
there's
it'd be great.
reasons.
You know, it'd be great if America could really just like adopt the European summer, where like August everybody just fucks off.
Yeah.
No work is done. Everyone just goes on vacation. Where it's
Holiday.
like, yeah, where it's like, oh, the month of August in America, everyone just goes to Italy for a month. Not everyone, but you're a country of choice.
It would also be nice
or
if
some
they,
other place.
if they adopted the way of making food and
Yeah, well, that
things
too, yeah.
clean,
Yeah.
Not what
yeah, I mean,
we have here, but
eating pasta every single day and like not feeling gross.
yeah,
or
that would
anything,
be
all that.
really incredible
Yeah.
if we could
It's a beautiful way of life.
live that life.
La
But
dolce vita.
yes, but unfortunately you're back.
I know. And honestly, it's kind of a stab in the heart every time I like say my name and like and they're like, "Oh my god, beautiful Italian name." And then they assume I can speak Italian. I'm like, I'm failing myself. I really am. I'm like, I should work on my Italian. It's just so hard unless you're there and like practicing all the time.
Right. My mom speaks fluent Sicilian. It's not even
right. It's different.
It's
it is
different.
Totally different.
It's different than Italian. And sometimes when she says things, I'm like, what? Like not in when she speaks English. My mom is, she wasn't born in Italy. Her dad was, but she speaks fluent Sicilian because that's how they communicate a lot of times. But she'll say something in English and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. She goes, it's because Sicilian was my first language. And I'm like, I don't even know if that's true.
Right.
Like, I'm like, you and my aunt have been saying this and I don't know how true this all is. But it would be cool if because now with my younger cousin who has a daughter who's very young, and now with Luca, Luca watches Signor Bob, who's Italian, and now my cousin's daughter she's a little bit older than Luca. She's now watching Signor Bob, and Signor Bob speaks Italian, and so they're teaching.
Signor Bob speaks Italian.
Yeah, I was
not Signore.
I was confused by that as well. Yeah. I said the same exact thing yesterday.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, I was confused by that as well.
Yeah.
But I was confused in general why they were watching.
Right.
And they're trying to teach them Italian.
Yeah.
And I said, so we skipped us.
Yeah.
Who are they talking Italian to?
Yeah.
Because their grandparents all speak. Our grandparents, we needed to speak Italian to. We don't have that.
Yep.
So I guess, I don't know.
But, maybe we'll keep working on it.
Yeah, we can. We can work on it.
We can absolutely keep working on it.
Exactly. Shall we get to the topics?
I would love to work on my travel, we'll travel.
Yeah, why not? Topic time?
Topic time.
All right, let's get into the topics. We have a fantastic interview.
She's stunning, beautiful.
With Jessica Alba. I teased this a little bit on Monday. I said we were having an icon on the show.
She's an icon.
The last time I said we were having an icon on the show was a couple years back, and everyone was like pissed. Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Okay, icon.
Katy Perry's an icon.
Icon.
And I stand by that.
Stand by that for sure.
I stand by some of the best pop hits this world has ever seen.
And look, Katy Perry, there's ups and downs for Katy Perry in the public eye. We've been a part of them.
And we've been a part of the journey.
But icon nonetheless.
She is. And I will never forget people's reaction to being like, this is who they well, anyways.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that yesterday I was like, we have someone really cool coming in. I always wanted to be here growing up. It's fucking Jessica Alba. Yeah. Sick. So cool. Sick. So amazing. Thank you so much to Queen Jessica for coming on the show. Yep. And we had a lovely little chat with her. So you can look forward to that. And we're going to talk about the topics. We got the Baldwins. Big reality TV debut. Hilaria has been working her whole life for this cucumber. Real Housewives of New Jersey. No reunion. And Joe Jonas maybe sparking up a little flirtation with Demi Moore. Satchel Joe. Satchel Joe
Jonas is also a satchel guy.
Loves wearing a satchel. Yep. So let's get into the topics.
Hey, Chicks in the Office listeners, we're here to tell you that there's no reason to panic the next time you're searching for the perfect gift. Now you can use gift mode on Etsy. Gift mode on Etsy takes the stress out of gifting so you can find the perfect item for anyone and any occasion. It's super easy. Just tap or click gift mode on your Etsy app or Etsy.com. Then answer a few short questions about who you're shopping for and what they like, and gift mode instantly gives you curated gift ideas based on hundreds of personas. Buying on Etsy is great. when you need a gift for somebody. I've got a lot of 30th birthdays coming up, weddings, engagements, maybe a bridal shower. You want to get something beautiful, customized, that feels personal. Well, you can purchase it on Etsy. Now it's simple to find gifts made by independent sellers for all the people in your life. So whether you need a housewarming gift for the foodie or a birthday present for the pickleballer, Gift Mode has you covered. Need to find the perfect gift? Don't panic. Try Gift Mode on Etsy now.
Just what everybody was waiting for. Super, super exciting news. The Baldwins.
on
Alec Baldwin.
TLC.
Reality show on TLC. Now, we're not going to get the true, real Alec Baldwin. The messy, angry Alec Baldwin.
You
We're
don't
gonna
think?
No. I think we're going to get...
I don't know if the cameras are on all the time. I don't know if he can control himself.
I think this is a
He's got some editing power.
I think it's a ploy to change Alec Baldwin's image.
Fair, that's fair.
I think it's a TLC
That's
little
fair.
ploy to change the image of Alec Baldwin after the
Yeah,
mishap
yeah.
that had happened, which we all know.
Mishap.
Yes. No, I know what you want to say right now.
No, I feel like that's downplaying it.
Well,
Yeah.
I am downplaying. It was a very serious thing that happened. And his past voicemails with his own daughter, his paparazzi
Right, his past
videos.
scandals.
Alec Baldwin as a whole, asshole. He's
He
known as
doesn't
an
have a great
asshole.
image.
He doesn't. He's known as an asshole.
Yep.
A prick, one might say.
It's a good word to describe him.
Right?
Yeah.
Like just a prick.
Just, yeah.
That's what he's known for. I don't know him.
Yeah.
But now this cute little TLC
Right.
reality show is here to fixie up his image, fixer upper.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a show on
It is.
TLC?
It was. It might still be.
Fixer upper, Alec
Yeah.
Baldwin. No, not good. Okay, moving on.
Alec and
Extreme home.
Hilaria +7. Doesn't roll off the tongue.
Boo!
Cricket.
Hilaria and Alec +7. Alec and Hilaria. Doesn't quite rhyme like John and Kate +8, does
no,
it?
not at all. You extreme home makeover,
trying to think
extreme
of-
Alec makeover.
Extreme Alec makeover.
Still not as good.
No.
Extreme Home Makeover, was that on TLC? That was on ABC.
Yeah.
Extreme Home Makeover was ABC.
No,
It
I
was
wasn't. I wasn't limiting myself to TLC.
Oh, well, we're talking strictly TLC shows. So
I don't
get
know
on
any-
board
I
or
don't
get
know.
out, buddy,
Yeah.
because you're not with us. You're against us.
It's still like the
That was a dumbass joke, and never try it again. And you two over there,
No, that
Hilaria
was-
and Alec
that's- yeah.
+7. What the fuck was that?
would be a great name for the show.
We're
It would be
riffing.
like Alan Hill, Alan Hill +7.
Shorten their names.
Like,
their
shorten
names
their
are too
names.
long.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were saying Alan Hill is a
No,
name
Al
of somebody.
and
Like,
Hill.
what's that? Yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying like his name should be Alan Hill. Like I thought I was
Yeah.
missing a joke there.
Alec and Hillary.
Alec and Hilaria.
Alec really just doesn't roll.
No,
off
it
the tongue.
doesn't. It really doesn't.
Hilarious Baldwins.
That's not bad.
Do they got a name for this show?
Is it the Baldwins? The show's called The Baldwins.
Beating up with the Baldwins.
The Baldwins. People have been very
Come
funny.
on, no, nobody there. I said beating up with the Baldwins.
Which one is that? Beating up. Oh, keeping up.
up.
I thought we were only saying in TLC world. Now you ventured outside of TLC land.
You're so right. What's wrong with me? I didn't stay on brand.
Oh gosh. No, they literally they tried something new and different. Just went with the Baldwins, and it's their 7 children and them. And
Bulking up with the Baldwins,
the-
and it's just them in the gym.
Fixer Upper works best for
Balancing out the Baldwins.
it's really the working on their image.
Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
Baldwinning.
And it's a picture of Alec Baldwin with 2 thumbs up. Bald winning.
Baldwinning. The
Hilaria with a cucumber.
Yep.
They take the pictures in their kitchen.
There's been some very funny comments on the
how
Chicks in the
you
Office
say
graphic about
cucumber?
this. Yeah. Someone just wrote Los Baldwins. Wow, I'm really glad that one got you so good. We were all laughing about it before, but it did not get the same reaction, so that just made it even better.
When I was at my desk, you guys were laughing about that?
Yeah, because we were
They didn't laugh though that hard?
No, we were
It
talking about
wasn't
captions for the graphic. You
Oh
know,
my God, that's
and then also
fucking funny.
Like Sarah was just like, people are so funny because the comments were very funny.
That is the classic when you see something, you go, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
Like if I was sitting here right now and I said Los Baldwins.
Yep.
And the room erupted.
It would have been even funnier if we came up with it, but
we didn't. But that's why people are funnier.
That's why people are funnier than us.
Yeah.
I was saying it's gonna be
Los
tough for her to
Baldwins,
like
that's
keep
fucking
this facade on camera. She has to be like she has to have her accent going at all times.
Right, like that's gonna be really hard for her to
can't
keep up
turn
with.
off.
Yeah, Los Baldwins is hysterical.
That's so fucking funny. Holy shit. Cucumber?
I just love this
That
comment.
will never get old.
No.
Does that get old for you? It doesn't
No,
get old
no,
for
it does
me.
not.
Does it get old for you?
I forgot about it, to be
Ugh,
honest.
how do you say?
She's
How do you say an American cucumber?
This comment says, great. Sounds terrible. I'm going to watch the shit out of it.
I'm going to eat. You know what they're going to do? They're going to do a little Hailey Bieber fake cameo. They're going to like talk about Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber, but they're never going to be in contact with them. They're never going to get a hold of them
she has
on
to
this
be
show.
pumped that she got rid
Look,
of her
I
last
think
name.
they're going to also be
she's
really
gotta be
going
pumped
through.
her dad's not involved.
Yeah, they're going to be. They're following the family, but also following him through this. His legal, trial and all this stuff. And they're capitalizing on a pretty bad moment.
They are, and they're totally trying to spin his image. If they're following
total
this
damage
around.
control. Yeah, total damage control. Oh, look how great Alec is with his 7 children. He probably doesn't even know all their names. I bet you if you sat Alec Baldwin down right now and said, name all your kids by age, by all their names in order, oldest, youngest.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He would just go.
He could maybe get there, but it might take a while.
Yeah, it's just called Alec and Hilaria and the 7 kids.
Yeah,
we just called them the 7 kids.
Yep.
I didn't know he had 7 kids until you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they'll have another?
I only know
kid?
about the one.
Are they done?
Are they done? I hope so.
With her, you never know.
I feel like she'll keep going.
You never know.
Little baby cucumber.
Yeah.
Classic. Well, you know what? Whoever wrote that comment, I'm with you. I will watch the shit out of this, but I'll hate it.
Yeah, it's a hate watch for sure.
For sure.
But we're probably watching, which is tough because it's exactly what they are capitalizing off a bad thing.
Our weekly watch report, the Baldwins A+.
Yeah. We are the problem.
We are part of the problem in the world right now. We are.
Yeah.
We are the problem.
We will watch it.
Because we'll eat all this shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Yum, yum, yum. Moving on. Sorry. Not so great. So Baldwin family on the up. Gorga's on the down. Real Housewives of New Jersey not getting a reunion, and they're talking about maybe doing a little spruce up of the show.
Yeah.
Because all the ladies hate each other. None of them really like each other. They're not friends, and it's lost. It's lost its lust. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
The great
Have you been
days-
watching this new season?
I've watched like 3 episodes.
Okay. So have I.
I'm pretty sure
I've
there's
watched
like
3.
5
There's
out.
5. I've watched 3.
I've watched 3 of them. I just don't. It's not
all
the
shit
same.
it's all the shit behind the scenes. There's too much going to even follow right now. Like some of the Bravo fan accounts that I follow have been diving deeper into it, but it just sounds like there's so much manipulation, so much fake shit for cameras and manipulating storylines and trying to push certain people to do certain things on camera and changing the narrative. And, oh, we hate this girl, so let's do this story, make sure this happens. And there's, screenshots of alleged screenshots. I don't know if they're real or not or whatever, of like Jennifer Aiden messaging Twitter accounts, like trying to get certain stories out there, and they're trying to leak certain stories to the press so that things are being talked about before the show starts and all these things. And I guess it got to the point this season where the finale was so bad, their final get together was so bad that they feel like there's no coming back from it, and they're not filming a reunion.
And I totally understand that. And I just realized something, that reality game shows are in, okay? When you have that element of like gaming and competitiveness and even like Love Island and things like that are so in, the Netflix reality shows. the days of the just filming of people's lives of great reality TV are a little bit past us.
Well, we just need new groups of people.
We need fresh meat.
That's what
because
I'm saying.
These people,
it's all the same people from when it was in its heyday. Now
and the problem is, they've all learned how to manipulate the system because they, in its prime, Real Housewives of New Jersey, we got the craziest shit ever because there wasn't really social media going on when it started. It was like, maybe there was Twitter, but besides that, it was like they had to air out really all their grievances on the show. They weren't able to hide anything. It was real.
They couldn't send stories to certain accounts. Like maybe you leak something to like Us Weekly or something,
right? Or
but
Perez
it's not,
Hilton or whatever.
These fan accounts are it's a whole different,
a whole new ballgame now that
Yep.
they can really manipulate the system and come up with lies. And now they've been in the game so long that they know how things are going to be spun, so they know what to work around it. That's why you need fresh new people because they don't know it that well, and it's harder for them to like get around sharing. The same thing's happening with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like we saw it happen with Kyle and Mauricio. Mauricio, he's out spilling on buying Beverly Hills, but on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we're getting nothing.
Right. It's like even with like the Kathy Hilton stuff.
Yeah, like they all know now to hide their shit, and it benefits them. But when you're signing up for reality TV, I forgot who wrote this the other day. Somebody just wrote this the other day. Somebody on reality TV was like, I will never understand. And now I'm wishing I could remember who this was because who knows if like I agree with this person or not. But they said like I don't understand signing up for reality TV and then claiming you're a private person.
Right. Yeah, totally.
Because you're signing it. You're signing up to show your life. So then when you're like, I'm a private person, it's like, well, what?
Honey, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, right. Then if you want to be totally go for it, but not on reality TV. It's not private. So that's why Real Housewives of New Jersey really does need a shake up, because if we're not going to get Melissa and Teresa, like what? No,
I know, and it's just gotten nasty, and I know people are still watching it and still talking about it, and like it's not like the ratings are terrible. But the way people are talking about it, just seems like the general consensus is everyone is like, this needs a shakeup, especially with, a full season where, like you said, Melissa and Teresa are not interacting, not really talking about each other. Different storylines. You have some people in the middle, but it's just too much of a whose side are you on? It's like,
who's inviting who?
A whole season, it's, this person's not invited because they're not. Oh no, this person is now friends with Teresa. Oh my God, we all hate her because now she's friends with Teresa. Like, it's like, I don't know. It does need some shakeup for sure. I don't know what that looks like. And Andy Cohen was talking about it on his radio show and was like, look, we're not doing the traditional reunion. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like. He said, right now, he wants to give producers time to figure out the best course of action. He said, right now, we're just kind of focusing on, okay, well, if we're not doing a conventional reunion, what are we doing and what is something different that we could do? Cohen then cited how Real Housewives of Atlanta was a really good example of how to properly revamp a franchise whose storylines have begun to grow stale. So he's kind of just like saying like the way they made changes after the last season of Atlanta, that they're hoping like maybe they could do that with New Jersey, maybe not in a way where like obviously New York got a full-blown reboot. So yeah, it's just they have to take time to think about it, take a minute to try and figure out what to do, which makes sense. They if they're not going to do a traditional reunion, if they're even going to do anything, they have to kind of figure it out, because at the end of the day, like, even what else would that look like?
Right.
Like, are they just gonna individually talk to each person if they're not gonna they can't all be in the same room? Like,
right.
I don't know, so we'll see. But the fact that the finale was so bad with all of them fighting that they can't sit down for a reunion is intriguing to me.
And I
You
would
know,
say
like I'm still kind of like, well, what the fuck happens?
it almost sounds like it was really good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if it was so
Right,
bad
right.
that
If it
they
was
can't
so
even
bad.
film a reunion.
Yeah. Yep.
Then was the finale really good?
Yeah.
And should we have a reunion? You know, like
Yeah.
it raises the question. Maybe it's not behind us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. It's the same thing every time we get with these like big dramatic moments. It's like that are at the end of the season. They're like, you just gotta wait and watch and see, wait and watch and just So
Yeah.
I guess we just gotta wait and watch and see.
Just like they say, we gotta wait and
Yeah.
watch and see. Summer is here, which means Rum Haven season has begun. Rum Haven is made with real coconut water and no artificial flavors or preservatives. They're for clean and refreshing taste. That's why Rum Haven is the absolute best. We had a lot of Rum Haven during Fran's bachelorette weekend in Miami. You got to make some rum punches, the perfect drink for the summer. My mouth is watering right now for a nice little rum punch made with Rum Haven. You can't beat the taste of real coconut water. It's delicious, clean, and refreshing. Rum Haven believes that Mother Nature does it best, which she does. And that's why Rum Haven is crafted with premium Caribbean rum and real coconut water. Enjoy Rum Haven straight over ice, delicious, or mix it with a splash of club soda or a juice that you like. Like I said, a nice little rum punch this summer. You can find out where to pick up a bottle of Rum Haven for yourself by visiting rumhaven.com. Get in the flow with Rum Haven. Okay, guys, it's summer. Get in the summer attitude and pick yourself up a bottle of Rum Haven. Mix it with whatever you like and enjoy. Last topic, Demi Moore and Joe Jonas flirtation thing. But Joe Jonas and Stormy Bree broke up after 5 months of dating.
yeah.
So that was revealed. And
He's living his best life right now,
listen,
it seems, and
he's
gallivanting.
He, just got out of a marriage. I didn't think him and Stormy Bree were a forever thing. And now apparently him and
Sophie Turner's still dating that guy.
Yes, and she was posing with her next to her Vogue cover recently. I saw that too, but I don't know what's going on with Joe Jonas and Demi Moore.
No, it apparently is a flirtatious friendship.
Why
is what a source told Page Six.
Why can't her name just be Demi?
Because it's Demi.
It's just hard,
Yeah. Demi.
It's just like,
Why isn't there an accent on a letter? Like if you just read it, you would never know.
I don't know.
it just makes things a little bit more difficult.
It does. It certainly does.
Demi instead of just Demi.
You're right.
Want to know the conversation that went behind naming her? It's going to be
Her
Demi.
name's shortened.
Dimitri.
Like, is she like Demetria?
Well, that's Demi Lovato.
Is she also one?
Demi Moore.
I'll
Demi
read this in the
Moore,
meantime.
Full name.
The 61-year-old actress who stole the show at Cannes with a series of attention-getting red carpet looks met the 34-year-old singer while in the south of France last month. According to insiders, Demi and Joe have struck up a friendship. They have mutual friends, and they bonded. One well-placed source told us of the pair, who were seen having lunch together at the exclusive Hotel du Cap Eden-Roch in France. While one insider told us that things were already getting romantic, the well-placed source was quick to dispel any rumors of hanky-panky.
Oh.
Moore, whose new horror film, new horror film, The Substance, was all the buzz at the festival, hosted the AMFR gala during the festival, where Joe made a surprise appearance on stage alongside his brother Nick. While Nick, 31, was scheduled to perform at the event, it was the addition of Joe for his band DNC's hit Kick by the Ocean that got the crowd out of their seats. Moore was seen dancing with Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh during the song. I did see that video. That was awesome. Moore was later spotted dining with Joe, his brother Kevin, and supermodel Heidi Klum. We're told that Joe is also friends with Moore's stylist Brad Gorski and her manager Jason Weinberg. The new friendship comes on the heels of Joe's breakup with model Stormy Bree after 5 months of dating. He's been busy working on a solo album. This is very interesting. Solo album.
Wait.
Even baddies get saddies, he says.
That is what I wanted to talk to you about.
Even baddies get saddies.
No. Him doing a solo album. I saw it over the weekend and I said, we have to talk about this. And it totally slipped my mind.
Yeah.
That's why the brothers had to cancel their tour.
Yeah, they're doing their own individual stuff.
They're breaking up again.
The brothers aren't being forthcoming recently.
No,
the
they got some-
brothers are going through another tiff. Let's call it how it is.
Well, they were just all in France together.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oui.
Oui. They're all in France. No, I bet you. Look, I think that's so fair.
When
I
were
bet
they
you
in
if one of
France?
them gets.
When were they in France?
Like last week. They're last month.
When you were there? No.
Oh,
was
no,
it last
no,
week or
They
last
were
month?
there
Last week you were there.
for Cannes, which was like the end of May.
That was
Oh,
like
it was
a few
business.
weeks ago.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
They weren't together there for a fun family vacation.
It was
Well,
a concert they had
he's-
to perform.
No, I mean Joe. Like I just said, Joe came out on stage and sang with Nick. So, and
But
then
they're
they
always
had
leaving
lunch
out Kevin.
with Kevin and Heidi Klum.
They're always leaving out Kevin. When they perform, I truly think.
Well, it was just
I'm not
Nick
gonna
who
lie.
was
I
performing.
truly think Kevin is like the problem in their relationship as brothers, because I think that
because you think Kevin needs the band.
because I think that Joe and Nick like both have their own thing solo, and Kevin, he very clearly is like a part of the band, and I think that like if I had to guess, Joe and Nick sometimes have conversations where they're like, we just want to go off and do our own thing, but what do we do about Kevin?
I think that's fair.
Kevin's fine.
I think that's fair, but I also think they.
I'm just,
Yes, I also
Kevin
think
is
they've gotten
great.
to the point where now, because of what happened, they can accept that there's going to be times when they do want to do their own thing, but that doesn't mean like the band is over, you know?
And that's okay, because everybody should be able to do their own thing. It
Exactly.
doesn't mean the band is over.
Like Joe, I think Joe just went through a major breakup. He's probably got a lot of music in him that he wants to get out there. And instead of making a full ass Jonas Brothers album that is about Joe's divorce, he's like, I'm going to do my own solo album.
Which he should do.
Yeah.
More the merrier.
Yeah.
But I do think sometimes they're like, oh, we got to get lunch with Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It's a relationship of three.
It's all love. I'm kidding.
Anytime-
Tom and Jonas, hey, you guys should really invite.
No, guys,
Kevin
you
to
know they love
Heidi
Kevin.
Klum is texting Joe and Nick being like, guys, you need to invite Kevin.
I think are we not getting season 3 of Claim to Fame? I think we are.
Kevin's got his own thing going on.
Kevin and Frankie.
Kevin and Frankie.
They got their own thing going on.
Yeah. So I'm actually extremely intrigued by the Joe Jonas solo album because the first go did not work out for him.
I wanted to mention Demi
Fast
is not
life.
short for anything. And
Oh,
in
it's
my
just Demi.
research, it's just Demi.
Okay.
So her parents, when she came out the womb, they were like, Demi.
Yep. Exactly.
Demi. Like
Maybe-
maybe they were excited, and so it just became, instead of Demi, it became Demi.
Maybe
She had to be
Maybe
so
there was an
annoying in,
accent,
like,
she
high
got rid of
school. Like, it's actually pronounced Demi.
Yeah, like Demi Moore, please come up to the front of the class.
right. They just
I
had
won't
to
come up
change
until
it.
you call me Demi. Demi.
Oh man.
It took me a while to be able to say. I still don't know
I
if
don't
I say
even
it
think I
right.
knew until like you told me.
I didn't
recently.
know until a couple of years ago, when I said Demi Moore, and someone was
How
like,
would
"It's actually
anyone
Demi."
know?
You wouldn't, especially her teachers. Gosh, that's a
You know,
nightmare.
Justice for Fast Life. That was a tough time for Joe. I hope his second solo album venture works out. I think he figured it out more with DNC, and obviously it's a different sound, but you want to guess how many total copies of Fast Life sold in the album was released in October of 2011 in its first week of being released?
10,000.
It's got to be more.
Well, I'm just
It is more than that. but
50,000.
18.
Wow, so it was closer to 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't too far off.
Uh-huh. It reached number 15 on the Billboard 200 chart. The album quickly fell off the chart, going on to sell 45,000 copies in the United States by 2015.
I wonder what Nick's first week of his first album was.
Well, Nick did Nick Jonas in the Administration before he did his other stuff, so that's like kind of
I've
different
never
too.
even heard of that. Nick
It's like,
Jonas
what do
in the
you?
Administration.
Oh my God, Nick Jonas in the Administration was fantastic.
Oh my God.
Who were the Administration?
It was like this all older band. Like it was like this full big production.
Oh yeah, they're all older than him.
Yeah.
He was the
I saw Nick
main
Jonas in the
star.
Administration at the Beacon Theater.
Oh my God.
It's a great show. It's great. There's some good songs
I was
on
gonna
there.
say, I'm sure they're
no,
good.
I actually sneaky think you would like Nick Jonas in the Administration.
It sounds like
songs. Like they're like
Wait, David
they're
Ryan
like,
Harris.
They're funky.
David Ryan Harris is John Mayer's guitar player. He's in the Administration.
Yes, he was in the Administration.
What the hell?
So when Nick Jonas was younger, they always joke saying he was like the president. He acted. They always joked, he's going to be like the youngest president, and hence the Nick Jonas in the administration.
He said he was modeling it off of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I'm telling you right now,
that makes sense.
You should listen to Nick Jonas in the administration album and see how you feel, because it's
that's
like,
actually
it's a really good album.
That's your homework. When we come back to record the next episode, we want a breakdown of what you think about
How
this
many
album.
albums do they have? Like,
it's just one.
oh,
It's
So
just one.
give the one album a listen, and you let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. It was a side project for Nick. Nick did Nick Jonas in the administration the Jonas Brothers still were okay at that point.
oh.
So
well,
he
that
the
probably was the
administration
start of
broke
it.
them
Yeah,
up.
I mean, he went off and did a whole side project of Nick Jonas in the administration. Yeah.
Wow, 10 songs.
Yeah. They did a full tour.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
even baddies get saddies.
Even baddies get saddies. I can't wait for
Hope
Joe
it
Jonas solo album.
sells more than 18,000 in the first week.
I mean, even just that one clip he put out, it is catchy. Even baddies get saddies did make me laugh, of course, because what?
You know what? He's catering to TikTok.
Yeah.
They probably sat him in a room and they're like, Joe, if you want to do this again,
Yeah.
you got to cater to
Well,
somebody.
he's already been so
They were
active
already
on
doing
TikTok.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
active. Yeah. Well, I guess him and Demi Moore,
Even baddies get saddies.
they could have literally just been talking as friends.
But why
Yeah,
the
I mean-
flirtatious description?
Why? Because I bet you they're just like two single hot people that are flirty and friends.
Right. It's like that tweet, like, I'm not flirting, I'm just hot.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
There's a big
That's it.
age gap there.
Also, who's not getting a little flirty in the south of France?
when you're
Come
single.
on.
Is he,
Yeah,
is
I
he,
guess, but it's
is
just
he
a giant-
not supposed to flirt
Yeah.
with Demi Moore?
Exactly.
Excuse
He's
me?
probably flirting with everybody.
Exactly.
I'm saying Demi from now on. It's too exhausting to try to say
It really
Demi
is.
Miss
every
Moore?
time. Yeah, Miss Moore I'll go with.
Yeah.
But every time I try, it's like I'm exerting so much energy
Demi?
trying
It's
to
all
say
in the
Demi.
tongue, like the way
It's
in
like-
the D.
It's just
Yeah.
taking a lot of energy out of me to say Demi in this conversation. So, Miss Moore, we wrap it up there.
But it does. Joe has been gallivanting. Like, he's been in multiple spots all over Europe. But he's also with Mikey DeLisa, who is Danielle's brother.
Joe and Sophie are doing the classic.
He's a DJ, produces music. So they're working. He's posting videos of him singing songs in hotel rooms and shit. So they're recording something.
I feel like they're doing the classic, post a lot of you looking like you're happy to make your ex think that you're doing well.
Well, maybe they are happy. They clearly got divorced for a reason
All
because they
I
weren't
know
happy in the
is this
relationship.
No, I know, but it's like, look
This
at how
picture-
great I'm doing.
This
I
picture
don't
of
think
Joe.
that is
No, I
necessarily
don't think
it.
so.
I don't know.
I think that people can just be enjoying life and
They might be.
Joe loves I truly think Joe does love social media too.
he's always posting.
He's yes, but I mean he looks so good.
The divorce did him well.
Some of these photos, like this last one he posted, woo, smoking a cigar, maybe on a boat or at a restaurant outside.
Having a good ass time.
He looks very handsome.
Yeah, he does.
Very handsome.
Who do you think's more famous, Joe Jonas or Nick Jonas?
Nick Jonas.
It's Nick.
Yeah, I would say so too, usually, but I feel like Joe is making a run. With all the
Nick and Joe are
Yeah.
probably neck and neck, if not Nick has just done more
Solo.
and also has done more acting things.
True.
But Joe Jonas, it was the star of Camp Rock.
and Joe
so-
Jonas is a name. For
Yeah, it's
some
like
reason,
Sophie
Joe Jonas is
Turner.
a staple name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Nick and Joe are interchangeable in my mind
Yeah.
when it
Yeah.
comes to
I think anytime
Unfortunately
you have
not
a
Kevin.
big divorce, that kind of the
the
elevates
scandal
your-
type
yeah.
of, some people don't even know Kevin's name.
It's
Which
true,
is
which is an
sad.
abomination.
It's really
truly.
sad. They always go,
Yeah.
who's the other one?
Give me a fucking
What's
break.
the other one?
And I also think sometimes people fake that just to
Right,
think because they
of
think it's
course,
funny to be
yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's fucked
Kevin
up.
doesn't deserve that.
He doesn't. All right.
But we
wraps
deserve
up-
a Joe Jonas solo album,
Yes,
so
we
I'm
do.
excited for
We're
that.
going to get that. And that wraps up today's topic. So thank you very much, Miss Moore.
Guys, life is too short to let weekdays get you worked up. Choose chill and reach for a Coors Light instead. I got a nice cold Coors Light in my hand. Let's crack this bad boy open. Get a good, ready? Oh, yeah. That was a good, pop that bad boy open. We're going to choose chill and reach for a Coors Light instead, because when you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill. And crack open a nice ice cold Coors Light's mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. So, there's no time to get worked up. I think especially for me, coming home from a vacation, you open your calendar, whoa, there's a lot to do. You start to get a little stressed. You start to get worked up. Time to chill. Doesn't matter if it's a weekday, weekend, whatever it is. Maybe get home, open your fridge, crack open a nice cold Coors Light so that you can choose chill. So even a weekday can feel like a Friday when you choose chill and then reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very, very special guest. We are joined by Jessica Alba. Hi. Welcome to the show, Jessica.
Thank you for having me.
What do your friends call you? Jessica or Jess or Jessie?
Not really Jessie, more Jessica or Jess.
Jessica or Jess.
Or hey you.
Yeah. Or your TikTok name, Yo Mama.
Yo Mama. Yeah. My kids think, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. And I'm like, whatever, it's funny.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Everybody else thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
So.
Did
Thank
you come up with that?
Yeah. Because I'm hilarious.
And your kids are like, so funny, Mom.
They're like, so funny. Why? They're like, are you like everyone's mama? I'm like, maybe.
I'm definitely yours.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Why not?
if that's the kind of content they want.
Right.
Yeah.
To see
The shoe
and
fits.
take. Right.
Exactly.
Well, we're so excited to have you here. We're so excited to talk
Thank
about
you.
your new movie.
Yeah, trigger
warning. We're so excited. Can you give us just a little background on how this project even started?
Yeah.
Because this is like a big, major action movie.
Yeah, it's fun because there was certainly a lot of heavy lifting, which I feel like these days with all the AI and the special effects, maybe you don't always see the actors kind of get all up in it in this way. But this was very laborious and taxing on the body. But for me, it was great. I feel like, when I did Dark Angel, which was a TV show I did a long time ago before your time. Yeah. And it's kind of like, how I started in the business. It was a TV show for James Cameron. And I really was trained by the most incredible stunt team to be a stunt person. And I kind of haven't really flexed that muscle in this way since. So when I came on as an executive producer of this, I got to really have a hand in saying, like, I want her to feel like a woman and, to have this like woman's touch in this movie, but I want it to be grimy and gritty and raw. And so even with the action, you could always, and you will see a lot of guns in these movies, but I was like, what if we do more hand-to-hand combat? What if we do it a little bit different? And it feels more like a throwback kind of action movie. And I think girls and guys want to see someone like kicking butt like this, especially if you feel like connected to the character and you're like, I feel like she would be my friend. Yeah. I feel like she could be a relative.
Right.
And I'd want her to be on my side if I was in this small. Yeah, you'd want her on your side if you were in a small town and there were like corrupt people doing bad things.
Right.
You'd want someone like Parker to come in and save the day.
Or even just if you're going out on a Saturday night.
Or going out on a Saturday night and someone's giving you some
yes, exactly. Yep. And especially with a name Parker. I feel like that adds to it too.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was growing up in Hollywood, you asked me, do people call you Jess or Jessica? I actually used to get called just Alba. It was like such a sports. I played sports. And it's like such a kind of sports thing, but I used to always be called Alba. So
right, and that funny. And like I'm sure your name is a staple. Right, like Jessica Alba as a whole.
Oh, that's funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
I think so for sure. So when we saw this news about the movie. I think everyone was really excited. Parker is, give us a little background on your character.
Yeah, so she's a special forces commando, active duty. She really followed in the footsteps of her father, and he raised her, and he suddenly dies. And she goes back home to kind of tie up loose ends, and something just in her gut just doesn't feel right. And the sort of like how he passed and like what really happened. So as she's kind of unearthing for her, how she's kind of unearthing for her this like mystery of her father, she really exposes this corrupt arms dealing that's happening in her small town. And there's like this local gang in the small town, and it's connected to this person who's in leadership there and various people in leadership, and she really takes them on her own with the help of a friend, and you get to see her just like kicking ass and taking names. It's so fun.
I love it.
It's amazing.
What was the training like for this movie?
It was a couple of months. I did probably like 2 good months where I had to do like cardio and strength training and like HIIT training and that kind of, just constantly moving, building muscle, just trying to be lean and that. But then also I had to do a lot of knife training, because if I'm going to do hand-to-hand combat against like a dude, who's twice my size, what's a little bit more realistic. And I like to have that more kind of realistic where you can believe that she can do it. And so for me, I wanted to learn what I'm cutting and where I'm cutting it. And that to me then felt like it's more realistic that she can take out people much bigger than her. Because if it's just throwing punches, like there's no way, right?
Yeah.
But if she's taking out your Achilles and your kidneys and your jugular with the knife, and she's fast, it doesn't matter what size you are.
Yep.
Right.
Also,
Exactly.
all the points.
And she knows all the points.
Exactly.
And now you know all the points too.
I kind of know all the points. Yeah.
When you go into a project like this, do you say to yourself, like, I want to be able to do a majority of everything that's being done?
I wanted to do as much fight choreography as I could, and as many stunts as I could that was safe for me to do. But I had an incredible stunt team, and my double Bethany, she worked out all the choreography. So by the time I got in there, she'd work out all the things that maybe wouldn't have really worked for me. And she knew enough about like my body and how I moved. And she just made me look tough. She was like, okay, so when you finish that move, like put your shoulder in it, for that thing and this thing. And it just, it allowed me to look more believable.
It's amazing to see how all of that comes together, because you're like talking about choreography, but when we're watching as an audience, like we see a real fight.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing to hear the behind the
magic
scenes.
of movie making.
Do you have a certain playlist that you like to listen to during the training, get you in this mood, in the character?
Like hype mode? I would say during this movie, I listened to Florence and the Machine, Dog Days Are Over. That was a big one. Dance Yourself Clean, which is not by LCD Sound System, which is not a like... I don't know, it's not a hype song in that way, but there's something about the build-up and that like perseverance.
Anything with like good anticipation.
Like the sort of like build-up and then the
big burst.
The big burst of song. But yeah, I listened. And then there was like a Black Keys kind of vibe in Santa Fe, because it was kind of, we wanted to bring in a little bit of a texture of like a Western in the movie, and do it in a way that just felt really kind of grounded. Like you feel like this town could exist and these people could exist. So
you are also, like you said, EP. What is the kind of difference you would say in being an actor on a film and solely an actor on a film and an actor on a film and also a producer on the film?
I got to, from the beginning, when I was attached to it, the producers brought the script to me, and they had done Sicario and they'd done John Wick, so I knew they did really elevated, high quality action with good stories and good characters. But a lot of times it's the producers and the writers and the director that bring that out in the script and in the movie. And so I was able to say, like, gosh, I really think we need more of a woman's touch, and I want to really build out these characters, and I want the bad guy not to feel so nameless, faceless, rando bad guy, you know, and making him like her boyfriend, and them having, and really kind of like extending, like, what does that feel like? What does that look like when you're with like an ex-boyfriend, your high school boyfriend, and he, you know, and his family is in this ring, and what does that feel like? What does that look like? What is that dynamic? And so the writer who did The Last Pass is a woman, and then even bringing on a female director and saying like, hey, you don't see a ton of women that do action, like let's do that. And then the DP was also a woman, and the on-set producers were women. A lot of the heads of department were women, and you just have this different flavor when that woman's lens on what it is to be a badass.
Right.
You don't see me running around in stilettos and a leather dress kicking ass. You know, I'm not this like stoic person with one-liners.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you
It's a female lead with a actual female touch.
I wanted Parker to have like real emotions, and I wanted her to feel like just like a real person who's going through some shit, you know, that day. And it's hard.
Because even if she's taking on the world, like there are so many emotions that go into it. So to have a woman's point of view is so important to like portray that to the audience as well.
Yeah, I didn't want her to feel like it was written for a guy and they just put a woman in the lead, and they just wanted it to be this like stoic, you know, kind of person that you don't feel a connection to. I wanted the opposite of that.
I want to go back because, like Rhea said, there is the absolute Jessica Alba name recognition.
Oh,
but
wow.
what is the young Jessica Alba, with teenage years? What gave you that acting bug in the first place?
I think, gosh, I mean, I loved watching movies. I loved where the hopefulness and the fantasy of watching these incredible movies when I was a kid, and just the adventure in your mind, like where it took your imagination. I think people start to really see what's possible, or they get to dream about the future when they watch movies, and they can see themselves in those things. And so I think art does imitate life, and I think, you know, media a lot of times kind of shapes culture. And so I think I've always understood the power of that. It just the feeling you get when you watch something, or when you connect with the character, and the emotional roller coaster you can go on from being like, yeah, you know, like rooting for someone, to like bawling and be like, I can't believe this happened to her. And so I would say that, mixed with a lot of people in my family are in the arts and have been in the arts, more painters and sculptors and like stage acting. And my grandfather was a classical guitar player, and my grandparents sang and danced my whole life. So anytime we had a family gathering, which was all the time, because I grew up living in one of my grandparents' house, and so we always had family over. We're always like singing and dancing, and my grandpa always had a guitar. And so I think just growing up around people who were emoting all of that, then it wasn't like such a leap for me.
Do you remember your first audition?
Yes. Yep. It was
in a good way or bad
good
way?
memory or bad memory?
It was like a bunch of us girls, and they had to match the hair length and color to a girl who was cast in this Disney movie called Camp Nowhere. And she wasn't really a professional actress, and she was just the girlfriend of the actor that got hired. And they were supposed to be like kissing couple in this camp. And so they were in the background of this camp, like always kind of like in the background kissing. It was like kissing girl number 2.
Right.
And
that's the breakdown.
That was literally the breakdown. And so it was like 12 or 13 of us, like 12-year-old girls, and my hair matched, and I was like, you know, I think I came with this winning personality, and I was like, you need to hire me because I'm going to be a good time and a team player. and they did, thank God.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a real moment because I got to get my SAG card. I got like 3 lines. Other people on the set liked me as well, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And I got to get my SAG card, which is, sometimes it can take years for people too. And then they gave my character a name, Gail. She became Gail.
Kissing number 2.
Kissing girl number 2
became
Gail.
Big step.
Big step, huge.
Yeah.
And that's how I started. But I remember sitting in this like circle, and they were like, taking pictures of our hair and kind of comparing us.
And you were sitting with the other girls in the room. Like
Yeah.
It wasn't just a one.
It was us all together, and all I thought about was, I have to make them remember me. I can't let them, I got to make an impression. And I was like, I'm not going to let these people leave. And I didn't know they were like casting directors.
Right.
Yeah.
I just got to make myself memorable. And I remember that going through my brain, and I probably did something to do that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, remember like what you did
I
in
don't
that
remember
moment to be like, I'm going to
exactly.
stand out here.
But I think I definitely said something witty, and I was
yeah.
like, funny or something.
Yeah, it's most
Right.
of personality. Do you remember
Yeah.
how old you were?
I was 12.
12.
Yeah, I
Okay,
was
so then
12.
that's the perfect age to throw a little sass. Like
Yeah,
you're like
right.
a little like
Probably
yeah.
a little
It's like
sassy.
cute. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
For
That's
sure.
like I think that though, and especially in those days, I feel like it was like spunk.
Yeah.
Spunky.
Yes.
I
You're like,
definitely
you
had
wanted,
some
yeah,
Yeah.
you wanted to be
For
you wanted
sure.
to be spunky to get cast in a Disney movie.
Yeah.
for
Right.
sure.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This summer, we are so excited to be wearing the new women's line from RHONJ. It is so cute, so comfortable, and we are obsessed. Between their active dresses, shorts, and full zip hoodies, we can wear them on a walk, outside. It's summer, going for a nice stroll. Maybe you're going to the gym. Maybe you're traveling. You want some good, easy travel wear. So let us tell you about the new RHONJ Active Shorts. They are ultra lightweight, include a liner for extra comfort, and they are super cute. You can wear them playing sports, maybe a little pickleball, go for a run, running errands, whatever it is. The RHONJ Active skirts and dresses are perfect for this summer. The material is so comfortable and the features are super functional. The built-in shorts liner has hidden pockets that can fit your phone. Meanwhile, the dress has their brand new GTG technology, so you can keep the dress on when you're on the go and got to go. RHONJ also released full zip hoodies and new workout tanks, so it's safe to say we are rocking our RHONJ this season. So use the code CHICKS on RHONJ.com for a generous 20% off your first order of performance skirts, joggers, and hoodies. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off with the code CHICKS.
And like when Fran mentioned, Jessica Alba, and you said, "Oh wow!" Like, do you still have that moment? Like, you're like, "Real?" Like, it was almost like you were like, "Really?" But to us, we're like, "Duh,"
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's always a little bit like, cool, really?
Yeah.
All right. Because I'm in my bubble of my life. I don't really see myself outside of myself, and especially your age group, and I don't know. I remember when I was doing the thing a long time ago, it was usually like kids or people of different ages. But I've been out of the game for I feel like the way that I used to be for a bit, and so it's cool. I guess I have been an entrepreneur as well.
Yes.
And so it's cool when when you
Well, there's
ladies
so
know
many
who I
ways
am.
for us to look up to, and we're late 20s, so mid 20s.
I'm inching later. I'm gonna be 27 soon.
Yes. So for us too,
I'll
it's
take
like
late.
yes, absolutely. Those movies, like we remember, love,
Oh, you
absolutely,
do?
but we
Okay.
Yeah.
also love to look up to the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
The fact that you were really like, there are so many now, celebrity ran brands and all those things, but you were really at the forefront of doing that and jumping into the health, wellness,
Yep.
baby space, that like products that actually are not terrible for you and
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that. So that's like, first, when you go back, we look at all the names now, but we're like, but we still have to remember, like, Jessica Alba paved the way for a lot of that.
And you created Honest based off your own experience,
Yeah.
right? Like that. I think that's incredible
story.
as well. And Can you tell us more about that and kind of like the process? I'm sure it was an extremely long process, but like building a business from the ground up based off of your own experience.
Yeah, I mean, I was 27 and I had my first kid, and I learned about all of these untested, potentially harmful chemicals that are in everything from everything, right? And now people know about it, right? There's videos and you can like look it up, but back then no one knew about this. So I was like, how do I get people to know about it? So I like lobbied on Capitol Hill, and I'm like, maybe we can do an update on chemical reform, on that legislation. And I lobbied for that. And basically, health and wellness unfortunately is politicized, as we know. And they were like, are you a liberal or are you conservative? Because then we'll know how to care about this. And I was like, what does it matter?
Right.
People could be getting poisoned. And it's in everyday things, from like their beauty products, personal care products, detergents, all of it, baby products, all of it. Yeah. Air fresheners, all that stuff. This is not great. And there's studies telling us that this is not good for us. Everything from, immune to what it can do to your body, right? When your body is just being kind of assaulted by all of these chemicals all the time. And it's not just one, it's like multiple assaults across your deodorant, your hairspray, your makeup, your detergents, all of it. So then I was frustrated and I was like, well, I got to create a for-profit business, because I feel like capitalism does get attention. And can I embed this kind of nonprofit social issue inside of this for-profit business model and do it a little bit differently? So I was like, what does a modern CPG company look like when you put health and wellness at the center? It's like, that is why we exist. And also, I don't think these other companies are trying to hurt people. I don't think that they are being malicious, but by doing nothing, that's not acceptable. It's not okay. And so I was like, well, I'll show that you can create a great business and people will choose something better for you if they could have that choice. And so, that whole clean category, that didn't exist before at this scale. And now everything is clean, right?
I mean,
because it's different than organic, and it's different than vegan.
And clean
and all of
beauty,
that.
I feel like, is such a big thing right now. Like, you walk into Sephora and everything, the clean
Isn't it
makeup,
amazing?
everything.
And I remember the early days
Yeah.
when that wasn't even a thing. They didn't have those standards, and Target didn't have those standards back in the day. Ulta didn't have those standards. So we were really kind of at the forefront of helping shape what it looks like to be clean, better for you, health and wellness focused.
Yeah, and
all
even
of
like you
that.
mentioned, baby products. Like I was just visiting my nephew yesterday, who was born in February, and I mentioned you were coming on our show, and my sister was like, "Oh my gosh, Honest! Luca uses Honest." Like, they were so excited, and I think it's so incredible. Like you said, like being at the forefront of that and kind of leading the charge.
Yeah.
And now it's just a better. Like,
And I launched online,
Yeah.
which is like, nobody built a business direct to
Right,
consumer.
direct-to-consumer, right.
And I, really leveraged social media as my way to communicate this. No one was doing that. Like all celebrities were like, social media, like back in the day, they were really kind of snobs about it. And I was like, this is an opportunity where I don't need someone else to tell this story. I'm not going through a magazine or what have you. People get to have a direct relationship with me, and they can hear the story directly, and it just felt more authentic. Like it built a community,
And isn't it so cool too that, like, yes, you created this, and it has become such a massive company that everyone is aware of, and Honest has its own name recognition too, which I feel like is so cool. Like when it kind of flips and you're like, I started it with and I used my backing to push it,
wild,
and now
right?
it's
When
on
it
its
has
own,
its own
and
thing.
and it's
really
everyone knows it
cool.
on its own.
Yeah.
And to hear your point about social media is so interesting too, because I think you're right. I think there are a lot of actors or actresses that have been a little bit snobby about quote unquote TikTokers or people on Instagram and Reels, and they don't want to use it, and they're kind of like going against it, but at the same time to
Build
evolve
community
and build community,
yeah.
like you said, when you build such a great brand like Honest, and you can hear the feedback too, and then you can only make it better as it
Yeah,
goes on with
exactly.
social media and the feedback that you're getting.
And you have that authentic, real relationship with the consumer or your customer or your community, however whatever you are doing. And I was really in the beginning of all that.
Yeah. And you just announced that you're kind of taking a little step back.
Yeah.
And kind of switching things around a little bit.
It's sort of like Honest is like my fourth child, and I feel like I'm sending Honest off to college.
Right.
You know, I have an amazing executive team. They are veterans in CPG. They know how to run these big, corporations. Took Honest public in 2021, and I feel like I'm at this new stage in my life where I'm like let it go and live and breathe and become what it can become in its next iteration. I started it 12 years ago, and now it's time for me to kind of figure out what I want to do next and where I want to put my energy. Right now it's entertainment. I love this is like my passion. It's what I loved doing from the beginning, and to get back into telling stories and connecting with people all over the world through telling stories. It's the best feeling ever.
Yeah, and you mentioned entertainment, kind of like a broader scale of things, like producing, I'm sure, acting. Are there other ventures that you're looking at in like the entertainment world?
Well, right now it's producing, and which can go into various mediums. So I have everything from documentaries to scripted to series to movies, really across the board of various things that I'm in development with.
That's so
awesome.
cool. And
Yeah.
also just having so many different interests too. I'm sure you can get your hands on so many different things.
Yeah, it's fun, and they're all so different, right? And so it definitely keeps me excited and creative.
Any other genres you want to step into? Because I know the action, action is crazy and you crush it, and we've seen
love
you do
action.
action through the years. So having you kind of jump, like having this movie be action, I think is amazing. Is there anything else that maybe you want to touch?
Yeah, I love comedy.
Yeah.
And I love thrillers. So
Okay.
those two genres are two that I have a couple of things that I'm developing in. Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Very
I mean,
cool.
I think it's so cool. And like I said, we've watched like through the movies, whether it's, Fantastic Four or Good Luck Chuck, or like any of the ones that we love. So when we saw like, oh, Jessica Alba, new movie, amazing. We're so excited. I think it's going to be great. Netflix too. What was that relationship like, kind of working with
They're
Netflix? Because everyone
fantastic.
raves about working with Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't Netflix and chill?
Yeah.
I mean, we all during the pandemic leaned so hard into that game, and I feel like it hasn't gone away. It'll
never go away.
No, it will never. It's like, it's such a amazing thing that you can have such high quality content right there in your home, and or download it and have it on the plane or
Yep.
wherever
Exactly.
you need it to go with you.
Just get it on your iPad, get it on your phone.
Yeah, your phone, anything.
Yeah,
It's
yep,
great.
yep.
And so it's awesome to be on that platform, and for so many people to have access to it so quickly.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, we're so excited, and everyone can go and watch Trigger Warning June 21st
Yes.
on Netflix. Like we said, stream it however you want to stream
however
it.
you want.
But make sure you go check it out. Jessica, thank you so
Yes, thank you
much.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for having me.
It was such a pleasure having you. Thank you. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We are happy to be back, and we love you guys so very much. And we'll talk to you on Friday. Ta-ta for now.
Bye.